Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gen X Show. This is Raf, and as you guys know, my biggest complaint, my biggest problem over on, I guess, multiplayer games today is the whole skill-based matchmaking nonsense. Some companies do it right. Some companies know how to, do it to where, in fact, they protect new players and help new players develop, but others take advantage of it to the point where it is getting ridiculously more monetized than anything else. Activision, in my opinion, are the worst at it because regardless of what people say, I think they like to rip people off, period. Now you have Charlie Olsen, as you guys know. Apparently he is the creator of the MMR system. Started back, apparently when it really started was right before Black Ops 3, and it's funny because I think about that. It was Black Ops 3, and then the next COD that came out was Infinite Warfare, which was not liked by many. And I remember one of my complaints because I did notice it. I thought there was some skill-based matchmaking back then. Others did too. And you had certain YouTubers out here at the time. Some guys that always say, Activision is going in the right direction, and you have another one that says 8 Thoughts, and I'll let y'all look them up and just judge for yourself. But they were out there pretty much saying you were stupid for believing there was skill-based matchmaking, your conspiracy theory, blah 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 blah. Fast forward to Modern Warfare 2019, and especially Warzone. These same YouTubers came and did their investigation or data analysis or test, whatever it is they call it, and they confirmed because they couldn't hide it anymore. You know why? Because Modern Warfare 2019 was the time it went crazy. So ever since 2019, I personally think it's gotten ridiculously more geared to make more money for Activision than it is for anyone else. And so this guy, Charlie Olsen, went out to the podcast with Tom Henderson, and he had his opinions and his ideas, I guess, or his professional back in on what he did and what he thinks Activision is doing now. Now, the thing that always stands out to me that drives me crazy is when he says ping is actually king. No, it's not. So this guy could say all day long, just like any other Activision employee or former employee, because I'm sure they're under NDA. They can't badmouth the company for a certain reason, right? And the shills as well. The shills love to, tell you that, try to spin it in a way to make you believe, oh, they're being honest. They are not. This company is not honest whatsoever. And I'm not being negative. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. When they say king is ping and you log in, regardless of where you are, and you're freaking connecting with people from across the world, especially in times that you shouldn't be connecting because it's searching for similar, especially with this OEM, SBMM, the volatile system, whatever it is they want to call it, it doesn't matter. What it really is, it's manipulating your gameplay. And Activision, again, is the worst because they're not showing you what you're getting out of your game. What they're showing you is the fact that they're manipulating your experience. In other words, you're not having an organic gameplay where you may have a bad game here and adjust in the next game the things you're doing wrong to do better. No, what they're doing is, well, you suck here, we'll give you a little good one here, and then we'll put you back on a high one. And then if you log off the next time around, we'll give you. It's manipulating your experience. Like, come on, come play. We'll hook you up this time. Oh, you did too good. We got to put you up in a higher bracket. It's just, it doesn't work. I don't care what these guys tell you and whatever it is, that they try to explain here, and it is frustrating, especially with this guy on this podcast, this Charlie guy. He obviously got accused because he started the whole thing, and obviously he's being accused. I guess after this podcast came out, a lot of people started saying, no, the only reason he supports is because he created the system. He was one of the pioneers, I guess, behind the whole system. And then he goes on to justify that it doesn't matter what he thinks. He tries to say, do you think that Activision wouldn't do anything different if this was not working to keep player retention? In a way, yeah, he probably is right, but I don't think that's the case, and a lot of people don't either. I think a lot of people, especially after 2019, those that started playing 2019, I've actually had quite a few people reach out and say they started in 2019, they don't like how it has progressed for them, and they have noticed and they started learning what skill-based matchmaking is, and they don't like it, right? Because they don't feel like they get better. They feel like it's random, and it wasn't the case back in the day, back before Black Ops 4. I mean, even though they said it was there in Black Ops 3, back before Black Ops 4, you didn't experience that kind of craziness, in my opinion. I don't know. It ramped up in 2019. The only reason they did it was because they couldn't do the loot box thing anymore. They couldn't do the seasonal passes anymore. All that changed. So they had to come up with another way on how to get money from the player base, right? Because I think the whole loot box system, the only reason they stopped it wasn't because they were, we're going to stop doing this for you guys. No, they were forced to do it. It was law, and a lot of places started bashing, a lot of companies and government started getting involved. So they stepped away from it because it actually was gambling. So they went through another system now, and that's where this nonsense came. That's that's why it ramped up in 2019. So a lot of these guys are seeing this now. And I hate that he's trying to say, that most YouTubers and people out here that are against it are conspiracy theorists, when in fact they're just pointing out the obvious, in my opinion. So Charlie Olsen actually comes up with this whole, he kind of backtracks on what he's saying, and he says, well, his retention, it helps with their retention, but they're not thinking about the stuff they can't measure. In other words, people that have been playing, like myself, and maybe you who are listening, that have been playing for a very long time, know that it is a turnoff. It is a big turnoff for lots of us, and we have kind of stepped away from the game. We have kind of just said goodbye to Call of Duty and started playing less and less and less. And I think, and this is, I've seen people leave and come back, but I think I've never seen it as bad as it is today. It really is bad, and I've noticed it when I'm trying to crank up on the game, even on off-peak hours, even on peak hours. It seems like the matchmaking is taking longer than usual, and it's like confusing their system, I guess, because there are not many players playing it. They're really not, but they were not going to show you that. So the only thing out there, like I said before, is the Steam charts. The Steam charts, they say, well, that's not indicative, but at least it's the only thing, the hard data that we have right now to determine. I think the game's not being played like it used to, nowhere near. And when even Activision is telling you that if Verdansk doesn't bring back the player base, then they're pretty much done. But what Charlie pretty much saying here is that he also, I guess in a way, agrees that the long-term players are leaving. They're leaving. We're leaving. We're done. We're done with the nonsense. We're getting tired of it. Some of us, like I said, I'm a cockaholic, so I kind of stick around here and there. Have a little bump here and there. But the problem is that at one point you get burned out, and I don't think Activision sees that, or they don't care, because their business model is working for them. So yes, I will agree on what he's saying, retention, but the retention is the money retention, not the player retention. I think players get burned out. Casuals will play for a little bit. They don't buy skins. They'll probably buy skin here, buy skin there, or they don't buy anything else. They don't buy passes, I guess, battle passes. They'll buy skin here, there. Won't play the game for long periods of time, or go play Warzone because it's free and they're not buying any skins. They're just playing Warzone because they want to play Warzone. They get what they get. They don't care about the advertisement, no matter how much these guys push it. But whatever they're doing is working money-wise for them. And not to mention, like when normally when I used to play with friends years ago, we kind of stopped playing. A lot of them stopped playing Call of Duty, so I kind of stuck playing solo for the most part. So recently when I do play, I play with my nephews who are grown now and, get in the game and play. And if I went to explain it the best way, I play with two of my nephews. One of them is a hardcore Warzone player. He sweats. He's a super sweat. The other one, his younger brother, is a casual. And when we crank into any games, we get the sweatiest of the sweatiest. And I tell you, the youngest one plays for a little bit, doesn't want to play anymore. He gets out. The other one wants to continue playing because he's a hardcore sweat. And I'm kind of like in the middle, so we don't play long hours like we did back in the day with my friends, because we all weren't at the same level back then, but we still had the same lobbies. We did play, I remember, because it was a bunch of old cops playing together. And, some of my friends, some of my old cops would be campers and, let's hold this down. But what their hold down was camping. So a lot of them got burned out because they probably thought our, real world training would come into a video game we would demolish, but that wasn't the thing for Call of Duty. Call of Duty was a little bit different. But I was playing Call of Duty before I even became a cop, so it's just funny because the comparison. I know a lot of people out there want real world comparison, and then you got this guy. It's funny. That's the other thing that Charlie Olsen said, and it cracks me up. He said something like, "Do you think?" Or he said, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," or something along those lines. I guess he hasn't talked to Joe Seckock and Infinity Ward, because they love changing things for the sake of changing. I'm just saying. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Talk to you guys later.